Hopefully you all had a lovely dinner or a lovely lunch or a lovely late night snack, depending on where it is you live. Tonight, we'll be getting into a new game that we haven't even heard of before. Well, okay, that's not true. I've heard its name, but I have no idea what the details surrounding it are. This is the first time I've ever really looked into it. I still haven't actually even looked into it. Looked into it is probably a big misnomer. Speaking of which, we should probably add the blind playthrough tag and the first playthrough tag while we're at it, because both those things are true. And the no spoiler tag while we're at it, because I do not want anything ruining any of this. Can only select up to 5 tags at a time. Well, we can take up to comics then, because we aren't doing comics tonight. There. Alrighty. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. We have everything pretty much in place, I think. Verify that that's working properly. It appears to be. Good deal. Cool. Oh dear. Oh, this is pretty. I have a backpack and a thing of flowers. That's a type of lily, isn't it? Hey, She-Wolf, welcome to the stream. Oh. Okay, let's open the book.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning.
Okay, let's turn music and sound effects down a bit so that we can take the volume of the rest of the game and up it, because I would very much like to be able to hear.
Beginning with the house.
Okay.
My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
That's not typically what happens to people when they go missing.
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
Yeah. Okay. One more change. Mouse sensitivity needs to go way up. That's better. That seems about right.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
That's weird. What is this, lemony snickets? These are pretty. They're poisonous too, by the way. Don't eat this plant if you see it in real life.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, I expect us to, like, hop it. But I guess opening the gate makes a little more sense. This game is super pretty.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
There's two paths. Let's go this way.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Wait, are we pregnant? Can't see my own toes. Aw, it's a deer. Look it. No, you're okay. You don't gotta run away. You're fine. Go back to eating. Although, again, you shouldn't be eating that flower because they're poisonous to more than just people. Oh, I tried. There's no crouch. No spoilers. Bye, dear. Wait, can I follow the deer? No. Bye, deer.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Oh, okay. Thought I saw like a symbol in the trees. It's over here. Just this truck.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Who builds a house like this? What a mess. Is that a dragon boat thing? Looks almost like a roller coaster ride.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
I don't blame you. It looks off. It looks like this is a horror game. Oh, it's another missing poster. Okay. Lots of missing posters. I guess they really cared about their kid. That's a plus. It's a step in the unusual direction.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Interesting. These are pretty flowers. Those are nice. Ferns. This is a little overgrown. So nobody's been here in 7 years. That means we left when we were 10.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Nope. Wait, no, that's not how you do it. That's not how you open things. There you go.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
feel like these controls would feel a little bit better with a kick controller. But, oh well. Okay, I appreciate the sound design right here that walking down the metal plank actually sounds like walking down one of these metal sheets, these metal ramps. Looks like there's lights on in the basement. That's weird. No way of opening this other than maybe manually doing it. Nothing back here. Of course.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Yeah. And not with child. Cookbooks. All of them, it looks like. Book of Mushrooms. The Pleasures of Japanese Cooking. Looks like nothing's been touched here in a long time. You know that feeling where you leave home for a week or 2 weeks, and then you come back home, and you're the only one who could have possibly been home that whole time, and everything is exactly where you left it, and you feel like it shouldn't be, even though there's no way that it possibly could not be. Like, it's weird to you that everything is exactly where you left it because you're so used to moving everything every day. That's how this feels.
The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
This is a nice kitchen.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
There's no dad in the... Or for that matter, grandpa in the picture. Or mentioned in the paper. More of the same cookbooks. How many copies of the same cookbook do you need? Canned... Is this tuna?
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Okay, guys. We gotta take a screenshot here real quick. We're gonna come back at a later time and we're gonna try and make an apple pie with this and with this recipe. And see if it works. Okay? Everything looks approximately right. On apples, water, lemon juice, cook over medium low heat. Yeah. Everything seems about right.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
White rooster. Okay, we can't really step on that to see up there. Oh well. I go this way.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Why did we leave so quickly?
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Yeah, why did we leave with no warning? This is like some Chernobyl-ass shit. Like, there's still food on the plates. I guess there's not much food on the plates. So I guess we took the time to finish dinner. But we just said, got it. We just got up and said, F it. We're out. Like, we left Grandma's oxygen tank. That feels a little weird.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
A broken plate and blood? I didn't even notice. Oh, no, that's wine. There was a plate at this place, Matt. It got knocked over, shattered, knocked the wine over in the process. Maybe the person in the space was pushed somehow? Knocked over the chair? Basically took everything with them on the way down? Hey, Rogue, welcome.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
This is pretty. Nice TV. This is pretty. Who would need a TV with a view like this?
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
That explains why this place is such a disaster, I guess. That was a nifty little animation there. Oh yeah, I forgot there's a zoom key, but not a crouch. The weird. Slaughterhouse 5. More copies of the same cookbooks. Oh, it's creaking coming from there. I don't think I want to go in the basement yet.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Okay, so we've gone full circle. Good deal. Box cutter. So we were in the middle of packing, and we just up and bounced. This is so weird.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Like a whole case full of hot dogs. Sliced hot dogs. Not really sure why they're sliced, but look at all those hot dogs. Well, this must be what the key is for. Maybe.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Huh. Why is the door, like, sealed? It's weird. Probably to keep the smells of hot dogs out of the books. That makes sense. Those are nice. I didn't see these before. Hold on, I also didn't touch this hallway yet, so. Sounds like that's coming from the oven. Did we put somebody in the oven before we left? We could take this. Oh wait, the power is not working. Never mind. All right, let's
After
drag
Dalton
your.
disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Um.
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Why is Mom a crazy person? Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Yeah, don't trip over the rug. That's a tripping hazard. Last thing we want is you to fall on your face.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Why is this book locked? More to the point, why was the key to the said lock so important that Mom left it for us?
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Oh.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Wait, I have other rooms I wanted to look at first. Hold on. Hold on, we'll come back to you.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Okay. Imagine outliving your spouse by 50 years. Or dang near. Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
It feels weird because it's like most of these deaths were in the 50s, but how many of these kids actually lived to adulthood? Gregory lived for a year. Calvin lived for 11.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
This is a bathroom. Or like, who else? Who else was there? We have to go look at the rest. This girl was 10, right? Molly? Yeah, died at 10. Almost none of them make it past that age. Or by much. Or so it seems. Barbara. 16.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
It's a good thing the power was shut off, because that's not a fire hazard or anything. Alright, back to fish room. This room really is very pretty. Oh, it's the original house sunk to the bottom of the ocean, I guess. With what appear to be whale sharks. And carp. That's not a whale shark. I can't place it, though. I'm not good with sharks. Alright, let's go in here. You sure you're gonna fit? You managed.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Yes, that's a pretty good guess, as it's signed with his name.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Isn't this
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Isn't this Molly's room? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, look at the
I grew up
jellyfish.
looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Huh. That's not creepy or anything. Okay. That's cute. Okay, well, let's check out the drawer first.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's kind of cool. That's actually really cool to make it to hollow out effectively a drawer and a dresser to make it into like a miniature house for a small pet. That's kind of cool. Okay, book. A journal.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Okay. Oh, are we Molly now? A broken starfish. Or dissected starfish. One of which is creepy.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh no, I can't see where this is going. Oh no.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Oh no. Those are holly berries. They're toxic. Oh, we're gonna be spending a lot more time in this room.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her, And suddenly, I was
What
a
the-
cat.
What? I'm a kitty.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
This is fun. Oh.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Huh. There's a nest back here. Go to the nest.
The babies were all gone.
Ow.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Frustrated kitty.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Whoa. Whoa, I almost jumped off that. Clean off the. Come on, get up on the chair.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
This is so cool. I'm an owl. Try not to hit the windmill, okay?
Rabbits.
Got it. I got the
I
rabbit.
imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up.
Okay,
and
that's
I didn't
freaky.
chew one bit.
I forgot that
Then
owls
I
don't
flew off to find something bigger.
chew their food. Something bigger. There's a rabbit. It's already the size of us.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Why are we a shark in a tree? What the action?
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
What the? Alright. Okay, that's up and down, so. Oh. Okay. Speed boost. What is that? Oh, it's a
I
seal.
wanted fat, juicy seals.
Seal.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Where'd she go? There she is.
I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
The hell? I'm a kraken now?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
What in the world is going on?
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
That's not creepy or anything. Whoa. Oh, this is loud. Cool. Real loud. Wait, what? I'm so confused. There we go.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do?
We eat him. That's what we do with a drunken sailor.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Is it the antidote for the poison you ate a little bit ago while you were still a person?
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
What the? Oh, I know where we are. Ooh.
I got closer and closer.
Are we gonna eat the hamster?
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Nani?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Yeah, under the bed, in the stomach of the monster that ate her. Creepy owl mask. Maybe we as a person shouldn't be out here. I'm just putting that out there.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Yeah.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Lurpy. Lurpy lived to be 11. Lurpy the bird lived longer than most of the human children in this house. Rob. Rob was a wood lizard and lived longer. Huh.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
That's cute.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Win a family day out at Druid World.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Ah, that's the thing outside in the marshes. Tragedy strikes Finch family. Celebration turns to mourning. Someone took a picture as he was falling to his death. That's kind of them. They could have tried to catch him, but, you know, why do that when we can take a picture?
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh. This is the one bathroom for the 1-year-old kid, isn't it? Yeah.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah. By Sven and Edith Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
What? It looks like it says born April 25th, 1550 something, died September 23rd, 1961.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Ah. This is the dark room. Oh yeah, that's what these bins are. I should have recognized them sooner. Looks like Milton was here too. So wait, Milton is the missing brother, right? Not Calvin? That's what I
knew
thought.
Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Huh.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
This doesn't look like it's going to go well.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh god, here we
I
go.
told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
I'm actually getting dizzy.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
We did it.
The day he made up his mind to fly.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have let go, though. That probably wasn't ideal.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
There we go. Oh, well, this must be the way we go from here. This house is so... What kind of white people would make a house like this? This is how you get hauntings. This is how you end up with bodies in hidden hallways in your house.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I see. Okay. The little thing, I thought it was to check out like something on the case nearby, and it wasn't. Oops.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
I mean, she was still pretty. Is that a giant cookie cake? There is a 50-some-odd-year-old cookie cake sitting on this desk. Why is everyone in this house crazy? I don't see anything else I can, like... Oh, there we are.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Yeah,
Now
Tales
that
from the Crypt
was a great
indeed.
three.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe.
Oh,
I'll be
that'd
back
be
in a
useful.
sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned.
Rick's dead.
So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
When white people ever gonna learn?
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Rick? Are you okay?
This is super weird. So I'm like
She
playing
found
her in the
Rick's
comic
couch
book.
and imagined the worst.
Uh-oh. Knock over everything. It's like I'm back at Danganronpa. I can slap stuff. Okay. Am I done? Nope. We missed some stuff. There we go. Better. Wait. Yep. Okay, good. What in the... What the...
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
I can kind of see where this is going already. This isn't going to be pretty. Slapping stuff.
It rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter?
At midnight.
What's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
This is fun. This is too fun. Okay, let's try and remember the layout of the house as I break everything in the house. That's a glass table. I think if I hit it, it doesn't just, you know, it doesn't just go beep. It kind of breaks. No, but no trick-or-treaters come to our house because all we give out is apples. And green apples, no less.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
What?
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And where he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
We already know there is.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Okay, that takes us to Molly's room. Which takes us... I guess we could open this door and ambush him, I guess.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Did she just knock her dad off the balcony after he went to the hospital and had his hand replaced by a hook? Is that what's happening here?
The hook man had vanished.
The fuck?
She listened for his breathing, But all she heard was...
You gonna fool me, Hookman?
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering.
No, look out the window.
It was coming from inside the house.
The window.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. They took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Oh my god. The puns.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Okay, so the only one we don't know how... I guess we don't know actually how Barbara died. We just know the jokey comic. Everyone else we know how they died at least, so that's a plus. Alright, back into the box.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
'Cause she was worried we'd figure out it's a key. Oops. There we go, and we're back outside. Okay. We can't get up there still. We just figured out how to get through. We just went through every room on this floor, didn't we? No, not every one. This one we didn't. And we did go. I thought we went through that room, but I don't think we did. Yeah, we did. That was the bathroom, the pink bathroom. That's Calvin's room. Yes, I guess we went through pretty much all of them.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Huh. Well, we're gonna find it now. Oh, it works. Oh, I lost my slapping stick. It's weird that it sounds like there's like a nasty storm going on outside.
Mom
Like
said
not in
the
real life in
basement
the
was
game,
off
I mean.
limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't touch many of the things down here. The wood is probably fine, but most of the metal should probably be left alone.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Carrying packages.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Hiding presents.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Yeah. Okay. It's really dark. There we go, I guess. It's like a generator down here. That explains why the lights in the basement were on. Hold on, I gotta up the brightness just a little bit. There, that's a little
I
better.
remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster
Why?
on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
A monster on the other side of the door?
Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Walter seems like a crazy person.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Why would we leave through down when we could leave through this way? I guess we blocked it off. Maybe. what? There we go. Concord grape jelly. Yeah.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Huh. I love that style. The way they did that. Out into the light.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
That went well.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Peachy's peach halves.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Huh. A fake scenery.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
What, hit by a car? Well,
But if she
a
never
train
told
car.
me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Like literally everything. That bag wasn't there before.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Stuart was putting his trash. It's disgusting.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Wait, what? Did there like used to be? Oh, there they are. Okay. I was like, how does the train tracks? What is the purpose of these train tracks? I want to go out to the island in the middle of the water, not the island we're on.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Gosh, look how pretty this is.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Oh. Oh.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness,
Mostly madness.
any of it seems possible.
Okay. Going this way now.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh. Well then.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. Shotzi.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Yeah.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Ah. Wait. Okay. Go back the way we came then?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now.
Almost nobody made it
Part
past
of
the
me
age of
thinks
30.
This is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
That's probably a fair point. How you balance on that stick, on that branch without knocking it over or breaking it is beyond me. We probably shouldn't jump off the roof. All things considered. Okay. Oh, there's a ladder. I see. I see.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
We'll come back to that once we look at the room a little bit more.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Kitty.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
It's important that I do
You're right,
it
Dad.
right.
It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
I took that picture. Well, so I need to take a picture of a rock. Take a picture of the rock.
Nothing quite like being outside.
Oh, there's a person here.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Does it say?
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother
fish.
Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
This poor girl.
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Oh, I see what's happening here.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
That was a pretty great story, I will say. This poor girl, and too. Yup, Dad just got knocked off a cliff by a deer. Are we supposed to go back out here, or was there more to do in here? There we are. Ah, more room.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Okay, can we just talk about how creepy this is? Wait, I wanted to read it, but I wanted to actually be able to read it.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Oh, no world. This is fun.
It reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw, it sure made him happy.
Oh, I say.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
He's won. You're stupid.
I wish he could have told us.
Oh, jeez.
About the world he saw. Hey, there's so much I don't understand. About Gregory. about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Sure.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
That was interesting. And unfortunate. That's why you don't leave your kids alone in the bathtub when they're 1.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father
What?
never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I remember.
Husband and wife. May kiss the bride.
Up we go. Found it.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Good call.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Oh no. No, no, no.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh, there they are.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
I wish that. What?
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Impaled by the tent. Yikes.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
I'm glad I'm not a boy. Okay. So that explains what happened to Mom's brothers.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
I just realized I don't remember looking in the book to see if her mom is still alive. Fly to India.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Aw, that's cute.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
That's so cool.
And to see kids in the house again.
Oh, this is mine. That does sound satisfying. I could really go for a no-bake cookie right about now.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Yeah, so let's build it awkwardly upwards instead of adding a room to the side of the house.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Does it ever? Nice MacBook, though. Okay.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Wait, why is his room sealed if he's not dead? He's just missing.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Huh. Wait, did Milton paint all of these? Is that what they've been implying this whole time? I mean the wood paintings.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
And that's how Milton disappeared.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So we will find out what happened to Mom. And she is dead. By a year, I guess?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh, I didn't even see these before when I first came out. They did a really good job with that.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Okay, there looked like there was a door on the other side that might be accessible. Or we could just go in through the window. It's also an option. Duck.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
That's an interesting PlayStation controller.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Join the club, Lewis. Oh wow. I didn't even notice the big TV there.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
That's unfortunate. Woo!
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
There's no more fish. Give me another fish. Oh no. Oh no.
Wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. he'd feel his way about. Then something moved.
That's not ideal.
Bats.
Bats.
And toads.
That doesn't look like a bat or a
Things that
toad.
have not names.
I guess that's the things that have not names.
He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Focused, yeah.
Like
Definitely.
a whole new Lewis.
I think Lewis is about to lose a hand.
So I let him go on.
About to Lewis a hand.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh, puppy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Musicians. I like the music. Dancers. Dance with me. Dance. You go over there, stupid fish.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke.
I like the float. The fish float.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him
What, the guillotine?
that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Of course he won.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
New Louisville.
St. Louis.
Okay, that's at least not that bad.
He started drifting away from our reality.
It was the fish.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents.
Oh no. Oh, I was supposed to knock those over? Oops.
He followed the sound of her.
Go for silver harp here.
Silver harp.
You know, if you guys gave me fish faster, we wouldn't have these problems where I get confused.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Where's my fish?
He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Uh-oh, here we go.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Oh
and then
no.
It struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Was it? Because I feel like that's a pretty straightforward argument. No, it's not, my dude. This is our locker.
Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Uh-oh. Here's the part where Lewis,
he began to
the
despise
prince,
the man with a royal contempt.
is gonna kill Lewis, the cannery worker. No? It's not what's about to happen? Because that would have been a really good allegory. Metaphor. Oh.
I still thought I could save him.
I see what's about to happen. This isn't going to be ideal.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
They don't have faces. This could be really creepy. If not for the music. And the bright lights. Yes,
including
cheer!
The wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Wise Calico. Is it a cat? Please tell me our advisor is a cat. That'd be so cool. Where's Molly the kitty?
waited, holding his crown.
Oh, whoa. I am blind. It's right there. It's like she's dancing. She's bobbing her head along to the music. Hello, Molly. I love it. I love kitties.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Well then. That was, ending. Nice keyboard.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Oh gosh, a huge bag of chopped hot dogs. This is even worse than the box on the bottom floor. What is that, bubble wrap? Oh my gosh, there's bubble wrap on the floor. Sangoose would love this part.
But I understand why we left.
Oh, there we are.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Oh, there we go.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
They are packing
Maybe
peanuts.
It should have come sooner.
Or a giant bag of hot dogs. You know.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Yeah, the last night that kind of weirds me out. I've kind of been trying to figure out the whole time.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
The Aleph. Oh dear. Yum, Chinese food.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
Pretty sure that's not remotely accurate.
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Aww.
That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God,
Ooh, that's
it
cool.
smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
How can you lose your way? Just keep walking straight. Just follow the big letters in the air from you telling your
Turned
story.
around. For a while, I wandered.
It's probably not a great idea. What with the tide eventually coming in and you being underwater.
Started seeing things.
That's a deer.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Oh, we made it.
Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car, and I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Aww.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
Yeah, that's how things go.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
That was quite the story. Unlockables, what? We aren't done yet, boys. I have to say the two artists did a really good job. This game is really pretty. Thank you for flying Fields Trip Airlines. That freaking owl mask again. Okay, so what have we learned tonight, kids? Don't leave children alone in the bathtub. Don't leave hungry children alone with poisons. What else? Don't be an owl. Don't transform into a cat and then an owl. And then a shark. And then a monster. Make sure when you're shooting a deer, you shoot it dead. That's a nice touch. The replay a story option is now available. There's one we didn't get. Or did we and I just forgot about it?
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
I wouldn't either. Okay, so where is... Oh, is it here? I must have missed it completely.
It looks like a museum.
Yup. This was here. This is where I missed it.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have brought the house, my dude.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Huh.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Indeed. Okay. That was all of them, I think. Yep. All right. That was a good game. Was a little shorter than I thought it was going to be, but a good game nonetheless. I As a side note, though, I don't really have anything planned for a backup for tonight. So we will go ahead and call it here. I hope to see everyone tomorrow. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for your support. And with that, viewers, good night.